Breaking them down with NFL media analyst Elliot Harrison, who has worked hard getting a series up on NFL.com, asking, did teams make the right call with their offseason changes galore? As we're taking a look at a Broncos team that certainly has a lot of changes heading into 2015.
Right. I mean, you could go a lot of different directions on this. For me, in this series, I've looked at teams and the comings and goings and what players have left via free agency and whatnot. But with Denver, there's just so many big picture moves that I felt like we had to settle that first. And that starts with head coaching change. Mark, it was curious to me to let go of John Fox. I know
the guy was getting it done.
Yeah, for sure,
for the most part.
4 division titles in 4 years, that's getting it done. Now, they called it a mutual agreement. Didn't Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson have one of those mutual decisions?
Jerry and almost every one of his coaches have had a mutual agreement at some point in time.
Right. So they bring in Gary Kubiak. I don't know that this is the right call. I mean, if the report was, or the thought out there was that John Elway was not pleased with the whimper in which the Broncos went out in the postseason every year. Has Gary Kubiak ever struck you as a guy that willed his team to postseason success by getting everybody fired up? Not really. I like Gary Kubiak, too.
Well, the tough part, I think, is if you're a Broncos fan, you see a team and you feel like the window is closing, at least as long as Peyton Manning's there. More on that in a minute. But you like the idea of some consistency, that a guy who's been there can get you over the hump. Speaking of consistency, you let Julius Thomas walk, a guy who was consistently productive as well. Again, did they make the right call?
Well, it depends how you look at it. If you are going for broke, and by bringing Peyton Manning back, which we could talk about, that would say that you're going for a Super Bowl, then I think you try to keep your best core that you can, and that includes this guy. On the other hand, he ended up getting $9 million from Jacksonville. Do you want to pay $9 million annually to a tight end that doesn't really fit in to the system, the run-oriented system you're going to have under Gary Kubiak? I don't think so. So I do think they made the right call in letting Julius Thomas go play in Jacksonville.
Maybe that's part of it, though. If you keep John Fox in town, you don't bring Gary Kubiak in, you have a better argument for Julius Thomas.
Sure.
Maybe with the transition, not so much. That brings us to the guy we've spoken about a couple of times already, that's Peyton Manning. His decision to come back, one swan song, hopefully, for Broncos fans, another trip to the Super Bowl. Is this the right call?
Well, again, it depends on your perspective. I think most people would say yes because they're going for a title. Okay, but are the Broncos the clear favorite? No, I think the AFC is a big mosh pit right now. I like that Gary Kubiak is going to want to run the football and give Peyton Manning support, but they're still paying this guy $15 million a year, and the more that you pay Peyton Manning and have him play, and as much as he wants to take every rep in practice and play every snap in a regular season game, even if you're up 55-14, that means Brock Osweiler doesn't get reps. That means you're not building towards the future. And, oh, by the way, letting Julius Thomas go to Jacksonville, you're letting a young, productive player go elsewhere. That means you're doing it all for right now.
The Broncos certainly hope they got a young, productive player when they decided to draft Shane Ray out of Mizzou, but it wasn't like this was a weak area for them. DeMarcus Ware certainly getting the job done for them, and Von Miller as well.
Right, and this is where I get confused. Okay, so what are you doing? Are you building for the future, or are you trying to go for broke now? Because it sounds like you were trying to go for broke now. You weren't happy with what John Fox was doing. You think with Kubiak and Manning that you could win now. But if you're trying to win now, does Shane Ray give you the best chance when you're drafting at a strength where you have DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller? I think another position would have done that. If you're building for the future, then I think, okay, getting Shane Ray is okay because DeMarcus Ware is entering year 11.
When it's all said and done, you look at the offseason moves to the Broncos. If you're a Broncos fan, you do feel like that window is closing, however quickly. Can you say that this team has made the right call this offseason?
I'm going to mitigate my answer by speaking out of both sides of my mouth. I think if the Broncos
no surprise there.
Truly think that they can win now. They did make the right call bringing Peyton Manning back, but I can't say that this team has made all the right calls this offseason. It doesn't make sense to me to part with John Fox. It doesn't. If winning the Super Bowl is the reason why John Fox is not there anymore, and because of the playoff exits, does bringing Gary Kubiak in solve that? I don't think that it does. And again, I like Gary Kubiak. I just don't think that he has any better pedigree than the guy that just won 4 division titles. And he didn't do it all with Manning. Tim Tebow was the quarterback John Fox's first year in town. He won with Tim Tebow. So to me, and also moving up for Shane Ray, you get rid of a pretty decent lineman. You trade 2 fifth-round picks. I just think in the first round, if you're a contender, this isn't a time to draft for the future. This is a time to hit one of your biggest needs. Pass rusher was not one of their biggest needs. And it's not like they just let him fall to him. They moved up.
Moved up to get him.
Moved up to get him.
Yeah, you think an aggressive move like that is for a difference maker that's going to impact your team immediately.
Yep. I will say this, though, Mark. Who's the favorite in the AFC right now?
Right.
So
there you go.
If that's what John Elway's thinking, fine. I just think that they need to rest Peyton Manning as much as they can. And I'm getting the wrap call from our producer, which means I got to quit talking Broncos.
Broncos fans, hope that you're wrong. Hope the team made the right call. Do you agree if you're a Broncos fan? Read more about the Broncos offseason moves and other franchises as well. Did they make the right call? Check out Elliot's series up on NFL.com.